Hey guys, Jimmy Yin here, the neurology acupuncture specialist, coming at you on Monday. Monday, we're going to talk about motivation or mindset. Mindset or motivation Monday. And so, one of the things that a lot of people are dealing with right now is with COVID, our health actually is getting worse. It's not getting better; it's actually getting worse, which is surprising because we actually have more time. We're at home most of the time. At least most of us are at home most of the time. So that should mean that you should have time to cook your food, exercise, spend time with your family, meditate, rest. But it's actually, we're seeing the opposite. It's like the more time you are at home, the less healthy people are eating, the less exercise people are getting, the less time they're spending with their family, the less rest they're getting. It's kind of it's kind of weird. So let's take so that's what I was looking for, a quote, and I found this quote by Christopher Columbus, the person who supposedly founded the U.S., America. And so Christopher Columbus said something that was really good. He said, "You can never cross the ocean until you have the courage to lose sight of the shore." So this probably can mean different things to different people. What it means to me is if you you're not going to be able to achieve your goal, whether it's whatever goal you've set for your life, you're not going to be able to achieve it if you don't give up what you have right now. If you don't, because one of my mentors says, you have to, in order to gain something, you have to give something up, right? Because let's say there's a bottle, I don't have a bottle of water, but let's just say this is a bottle of water. And so if I were to fill this bottle, let's say this bottle of water with water, I'm limited by the shape, the size of the bottle, right? And so I can only hold this amount of water. And so if I want new water, if I want fresh oxygenated water, then let's say my bottle's already full, well, I'm going to have to empty it out in order to get the new oxygenated water, right? So in order to get something new, you need to get rid of something old. And so that's what I got when I read this quote. You can never cross the ocean until you have the courage to lose sight of the shore, because the shore is your safety net. The shore is something you're used to, you're comfortable with. And so, but if you want something more, like he wanted something more, if you want more out of your life, then you're going to have to be willing to give up what you currently have, something that you currently have. So if I want more new water into my cup, I need to get rid of this old water that's stuck in here, right? And so that's the same with this. Too often we are so comfortable. We get comfortable with what we have right now, and we're afraid of losing what we have right now, that we don't push ourselves to reach our full potential. Because all of us has the potential to achieve, to acquire success, to acquire whatever you want, more than what we're doing right now. But in order to get that 10x goal, we need to give up what we have right now. Otherwise, we're going to be stuck where we are right now. Because if he didn't lose sight of the shore, then probably America would not have been discovered, maybe later, right? Well, he wouldn't have discovered it. If he didn't lose sight of the shore, if he didn't give up the comfort of being on shore, the comfort of safety, the comfort of being comfortable, then he wouldn't have achieved, the discovery of new lands, new riches, and so forth. So let's talk about, if we relate this to our health, what do we need to get rid of, or do we need to let go in order to have better health? A common thing is our current, let's say dietary habits. Currently what we're doing is maintaining or sustaining our current health. And if you're not happy with where you're at, you're going to have to let go of what you're doing with your diet. Too often I hear, "Oh, I don't like vegetables. I don't want to eat vegetables." Well, if you continue to operate on a mode where you're not eating vegetables, then you're never going to have the health that you could potentially have. And so you need to give up the thought of, "Oh, I don't like to eat vegetables. I don't want to eat vegetables." And you're going to have to give that up in order to achieve better health. And so we see this, also in patients. Let's say, we treat neuropathy a lot. So patients with neuropathy, they're starting to lose their ability to walk, their balance, and a lot of them love to get on the dance floor, and they just can't. And so now they're walking with a walker or with a cane or whatever, and they're not willing to try something else in order to see, hey, if they could actually get better balance and not have the fear of falling. And so instead, what do? They stick with the current medical paradigm of how to treat neuropathy, which doesn't reverse neuropathy. The current medical treatment for neuropathy is just let's just make sure it doesn't get, let's kind of slow it down. It's going to get worse. Let's just make sure you don't feel it. You don't feel it getting worse. So you're given medications to mask the symptoms so that you don't feel like it's getting worse, but you are getting worse over time. And so people are stuck. They don't want to give that up because they can still walk. You know, they can still walk. But they're giving up the idea that they will never get back on the dance floor. They'll never be able to get on the golf course. They'll never go out shopping with their family and friends. They give up that idea because they don't want to give up their comfort right now. Their comfort is they can still walk, right? They do want to be able to do all of those things. Walk, with their dog, walk with their family, go to the park, go hiking, but they're not willing to give up the side of the shore. They're not willing to give up their comfort right now because you do have to change your diet. You have to change your diet. If you don't feed your body with the right nutrition, you're not going to feed your nerves. Right? You're not going to have the right nutrition to feed your nerves. So you're going to have to change your diet in order to provide the nutrition to allow your nerves to regrow. But if you're able to give up that comfort that you have right now and do something different, do something new, and that something new a lot of times may be like acupuncture. Acupuncture is actually one of the only tools that can actually directly move blood to the nerves that are damaged. I mean, there's other tools that that's out in the market right now, like the Rebuilder or these anodyne lights. They help a little, but they don't help retrain the brain to do it by itself. Okay, and that's acupuncture is the only thing that can do that. And so, sometimes for people with neuropathy, they're not willing to give up what they have in order to try something new to potentially get even more. And sometimes that is, it is money, right? They want to hold on to their money and just they're happy with constantly, slowly degenerating and getting worse over time. And I understand. Nobody wants to lose money. And a lot of times people don't want to try acupuncture is because the fear of making the wrong decision. We are so afraid of making the wrong decision that we live in our comfortable little hole and never improve. And, acupuncture doesn't work. No treatments work 100%. So there's always going to be that risk. But in our clinic, we specialize in treating neurological problems, so the risk is very minimal. We actually have a testing process where you just invest a little amount of money so that we can see if it's going to work for you or not. It's unlike, I know there's a lot of programs out there, especially online right now, all over Facebook, where, especially from being sold by chiropractors that are selling programs that are $4,000 or $5,000, and basically, you get the equipment, then you go home and you utilize, and they help. Okay, I'm not saying they don't help, but they don't necessarily help everybody. And so, I know the fear that people don't want to spend $4,000 or $5,000 on these online programs for neuropathy, and they purchase it and it doesn't work, right? And so I understand the fear, but again, if you don't lose sight of the shore, if you don't let go of your comfort, then you will never get to the point where you're back walking your dogs, hiking, getting on the dance floor, getting on the golf course or whatever, getting on the tennis court or whatever, right? And so this is one thing that we can learn from Christopher Columbus. I know this was a little long. I kind of got off tangent, but hopefully this is beneficial. Share this with somebody who needs this kind of push, right? It's like another quote. Einstein says, if you keep doing the same thing and if you keep doing the same thing and you're expecting a different result, that's a definition of insanity. Okay, so if you see someone going insane, share this quote with them. Tag them on this post, and let them know, hey, they got to lose sight. They got to have the courage to lose sight of the shore. And one last thing, because my mentor told me, it does not take, people think it takes money, it takes whatever, time to be successful. It doesn't. It takes courage to be successful. So it takes courage to lose sight of the shore. It takes courage to be successful. All right, guys, this is Monday, start of a new week. As always, remember, everything in life is achievable. but it's up to us to make it happen. And it takes courage to make it happen. So let's muster up some courage and let's start making things happen, all right?